Imagine facing every challenge in life with unwavering calm and clarity, no matter how chaotic things get around you. This isn't just a dream. It's the essence of emotional maturity rooted in ancient Stoic philosophy. Today we're diving into 20 signs that show you're emotionally mature, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. These principles have helped countless individuals navigate life's storms with grace and resilience. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn could change the way you see yourself and the world around you forever. Let's explore how embracing these signs can lead you to a life of true inner peace and strength. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple favor I'd ask is to hit the subscribe button. And please, don't skip any part of the video, because every detail matters. Number 1. Understanding others' behavior. The Stoics teach us to view actions and reactions without immediate judgment. They called the initial surge of emotions propatheiai, natural and indifferent responses to stimuli. Rather than labeling someone as a monster or a fool, they urge us to consider that this person might be dealing with their own inner turmoil. Maybe that driver was rushing to the hospital, or your colleague had a rough morning. By loosening our hold on self-righteousness, we start seeing the world in a more nuanced light. It's not about excusing bad behavior, but understanding its roots. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we should enter into the mind of the person who wronged us, trying to see things from their perspective. This exercise in empathy not only makes us more compassionate, but also helps us manage our emotional responses better. When we stop viewing the world as black and white, populated by either monsters or fools, it becomes less about reacting and more about understanding and responding thoughtfully. Imagine the peace that comes with this mindset. Instead of being quick to anger, you pause, breathe, and consider the possibility that the other person's actions have nothing to do with you personally. This level of emotional intelligence and maturity can transform your interactions and relationships, making them richer and more meaningful. It's a powerful way to navigate life's social complexities with grace and resilience, embodying the core principles of Stoicism. So, by adopting this Stoic approach to understanding others' behavior, we cultivate a more compassionate and balanced perspective, ultimately leading to greater inner peace and emotional stability. Number 2. Clear articulation of intentions. Have you ever felt misunderstood, thinking others should just get what you mean without you having to explain it? This can lead to frustration and miscommunication. The reality is, what's clear in your mind isn't automatically clear to others. The Stoics believed that clarity in speech is essential to avoid unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings. Epictetus often spoke about the importance of expressing our thoughts clearly and calmly. He believed that many problems arise from assumptions and unspoken expectations. By taking the time to articulate our intentions and feelings precisely, we reduce the chances of miscommunication. When you're upset or stressed, it's easy to assume that those close to you should understand your needs without you saying anything. However, this expectation is often unrealistic and unfair. Stoicism teaches us to take responsibility for our own communication. If we want others to understand us, we must be willing to clearly and calmly express our thoughts and needs. This doesn't mean being blunt or rude. It means being thoughtful and deliberate in how we communicate. By committing to this practice, you cultivate a habit of thoughtful communication. You begin to see that your words have the power to build or break relationships, to create clarity or confusion. This realization empowers you to choose your words carefully, ensuring they reflect your true intentions and foster positive interactions. Number 3. Admitting mistakes. The Stoics teach us that wisdom and self-improvement come from recognizing our flaws and learning from them. Epictetus famously said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This means that to truly grow, we must be humble enough to admit our errors. This humility allows us to see our mistakes as opportunities for growth rather than as failures. In everyday life, admitting mistakes can transform our relationships and our self-perception. When you admit a mistake to a friend, family member, or colleague, it demonstrates honesty and builds trust. It shows that you value the relationship more than your pride. This act of vulnerability can deepen connections and foster a more supportive and understanding environment. Admitting mistakes aligns with the Stoic practice of self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently examined his own actions and thoughts to ensure they aligned with his values and principles. This practice of regular self-examination helps us remain honest with ourselves about our shortcomings and proactive in addressing them. This practice cultivates a growth mindset. When we see mistakes as learning opportunities, we become more resilient and adaptable. We learn to approach challenges with curiosity rather than fear, knowing that each setback is a stepping stone towards greater wisdom and strength. Number 4. Confidence through shared struggles. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we're all part of the same human community, facing similar obstacles and fears. When we understand this, our confidence doesn't stem from a sense of superiority, but from empathy and solidarity with others. Consider a time when you were struggling with a personal issue. When you opened up about your struggles to a friend or colleague, you might have found that they were dealing with something similar. This shared vulnerability can create a powerful bond and a sense of mutual support. Knowing that others are facing similar challenges can bolster your confidence and make you feel less isolated. From a Stoic perspective, recognizing that everyone is making it up as they go along can be incredibly freeing. It takes the pressure off trying to appear perfect and allows you to approach life with more authenticity and confidence. Epictetus often emphasized that we should not be ashamed of our difficulties, but rather see them as opportunities for growth and learning. By acknowledging our struggles, we can connect with others on a deeper level and build a more resilient sense of self. This approach also helps in personal relationships. When you share your struggles with a partner or friend, it strengthens the bond between you. They see your vulnerability and in turn feel safe to share their own challenges. This mutual openness builds trust and confidence in the relationship, creating a stronger, more supportive connection. Number 5. Forgiving parents. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how everyone, including our parents, is struggling with their own set of challenges and imperfections. He advised to be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. This Stoic principle encourages us to view our parents not just as authority figures, but as individuals with their own fears, anxieties, and flaws. Think about your relationship with your parents. There might have been times when you felt wronged or misunderstood. Holding on to these grievances can create a heavy burden of resentment and bitterness. Stoicism teaches us to practice forgiveness by recognizing that our parents did the best they could with the knowledge and resources they had at the time. They were, after all, navigating their own difficult journeys. Your parents likely had their own set of struggles growing up, shaped by their circumstances and limitations. Understanding this context can help soften your heart towards them. Instead of seeing their mistakes as deliberate attempts to harm you, you can start to see them as human errors made under stress or ignorance. This shift in perspective aligns with the Stoic practice of viewing others' actions through a lens of empathy and rational understanding. Forgiving your parents doesn't mean excusing all their actions or forgetting the impact they had on you. Rather, it's about freeing yourself from the negative emotions tied to those memories. Number 6. Influence of small things on mood. Think about how you feel after a poor night's sleep or when you're hungry. Even minor disruptions in these basic needs can dramatically affect your mood, making you irritable, anxious, or sluggish. The Stoics emphasize the importance of maintaining a balanced lifestyle to support a calm and rational mind. Another small but powerful factor is the environment around you. Cluttered spaces can lead to feelings of stress and overwhelm, while a clean and organized environment can promote a sense of calm and order. Additionally, consider the impact of routine. Establishing regular habits, such as a consistent bedtime or a morning exercise routine, can greatly enhance your mood and overall well-being. These routines provide a sense of stability and predictability, which can be very grounding. Epictetus advised his followers to cultivate disciplined daily practices to maintain mental clarity and emotional balance. Even social interactions, no matter how brief, can significantly influence your mood. A kind word from a friend or a smile from a stranger can lift your spirits, while negative interactions can bring you down. Moreover, small acts of self-care, like taking a few moments for deep breathing or enjoying a quiet cup of tea, can have a remarkable effect on your mood. These practices help you center yourself and maintain a sense of calm amidst the busyness of life. Number 7. Giving up sulking. Consider a time when you felt wronged by a friend or family member. Instead of sulking, which can create a wall of resentment and silence, imagine addressing the issue directly. The Stoics would advocate for a rational and open conversation. By approaching the situation with empathy and a desire to resolve it, you can clear up misunderstandings and strengthen your relationship. Sulking can also be seen as a form of passive aggression. It's a way of expressing displeasure without actually addressing the root cause. This aligns with the Stoic view that we should seek to resolve conflicts through reason and dialogue, not through silence and withdrawal. Seneca advised that we confront our grievances calmly and rationally, aiming for resolution rather than prolonged dissatisfaction. Moreover, holding on to a sulk often involves ruminating over negative thoughts, which can exacerbate feelings of anger and bitterness. By letting go of the need to sulk, we take control of our emotional state and choose a more proactive and positive approach to conflict resolution. Think about the impact on your own well-being. Sulking often leaves you feeling worse, trapped in a cycle of negative thinking. By choosing to address issues directly, you break free from this cycle. You might say to yourself, "I feel hurt by what happened, but I'll communicate my feelings calmly and seek to understand the other person's perspective." This shift from passive sulking to active problem-solving is a significant step toward emotional maturity. Number 8. Accepting imperfection. How often do you stress over making everything perfect? This constant striving can lead to anxiety, frustration, and a sense of failure when things don't go exactly as planned. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, our actions, efforts, and attitudes, rather than on achieving a flawless outcome. By shifting our focus to doing our best rather than being perfect, we can alleviate much of the pressure we place on ourselves. Consider the concept of good enough. This doesn't mean settling for mediocrity, but recognizing that achieving a good enough standard is often more realistic and healthy than pursuing an unattainable ideal. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." This approach encourages us to appreciate our efforts and accomplishments as they are, rather than constantly seeking more. Accepting imperfection also means acknowledging and learning from our mistakes. Instead of seeing errors as failures, view them as opportunities for growth and improvement. In relationships, accepting imperfection is crucial for maintaining harmony and understanding. Expecting others to be perfect sets unrealistic standards that can lead to disappointment and conflict. Instead, recognize that everyone has their flaws and strengths. By accepting and appreciating people for who they are, including their imperfections, we foster deeper connections and mutual respect. Number 9. Pessimism as a virtue. The Stoics had a unique approach to pessimism. They practiced negative visualization, where they would deliberately imagine worst-case scenarios to prepare themselves emotionally and mentally. This practice, called premeditatio malorum, helps us appreciate what we have and strengthen our ability to cope with life's inevitable hardships. Imagine starting your day by contemplating that things might not go as planned, that you might encounter obstacles, people might not treat you as you hope, or unexpected challenges might arise. This isn't about being cynical or expecting the worst at all times. Instead, it's about being mentally prepared for whatever comes your way. By acknowledging that things can go wrong, you reduce the shock and disappointment when they do. You build a psychological buffer that enhances your resilience. Negative visualization also helps in personal relationships. By acknowledging that people are fallible and can make mistakes, we lower our expectations and increase our tolerance and forgiveness. When a friend or partner disappoints us, we are less likely to be devastated and more capable of responding with understanding and compassion. Number 10. Balancing weaknesses and strengths. The Stoics believed that every strength comes with a corresponding weakness, and vice versa. For instance, someone who is highly detail-oriented might be seen as pedantic, while someone who is laid back might be viewed as unmotivated. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of seeing people as they are, with all their complexities and contradictions. Consider how this plays out in your daily interactions. You might have a friend who is incredibly reliable, but also somewhat inflexible. Instead of focusing solely on their rigidity, appreciate their reliability. This balanced perspective allows you to value their strengths while understanding their weaknesses as part of the package. Balancing weaknesses and strengths also applies to how we view ourselves. We often fall into the trap of either overly criticizing ourselves or ignoring our flaws altogether. The Stoics encourage us to take a balanced approach, acknowledge our strengths and work on our weaknesses without harsh self-judgment. This self-awareness and acceptance lead to continuous self-improvement and emotional stability. By understanding that it's okay to have weaknesses, as long as we are aware of them and striving to improve, we cultivate a healthier self-image. In personal relationships, this balanced view can lead to deeper understanding and connection. Accepting your partner's weaknesses along with their strengths fosters a more realistic and compassionate relationship. It's about seeing the full person and appreciating the whole package, just as the Stoics teach us to accept the nature of the world around us. Number 11. Less easily falling in love. The Stoics teach us to approach life, including our relationships, with reason and clear perception. Epictetus advised, "First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." When you fall in love less easily, you take the time to truly get to know the other person. You see them as they are, with both their strengths and flaws. This aligns with the Stoic practice of seeing things clearly and without illusion. Falling in love less easily means approaching relationships with a balanced perspective. You're not swept away by the initial excitement, but instead allow the relationship to develop naturally over time. This cautious and thoughtful approach helps prevent the disappointment that often comes when reality doesn't match our expectations. When you take the time to understand and appreciate someone fully, your relationship is built on a solid foundation of mutual respect and understanding. This depth of connection is much more fulfilling than a fleeting infatuation. This mindset also encourages loyalty and commitment. When you don't rush into love, you're more likely to develop a strong, enduring bond with your partner. You value what you have and are less likely to be swayed by superficial attractions. Number 12. Recognizing your own difficulties. The Stoics believed that self-knowledge is essential for a virtuous life. Epictetus famously said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This means understanding your strengths and weaknesses and being true to yourself. When you recognize your own difficulties, you're better equipped to manage them. For instance, if you know that you struggle with time management, you can implement strategies to organize your schedule more effectively. By being honest with yourself, you set the stage for personal growth and improvement. This self-awareness aligns with the Stoic practice of constant self-examination and reflection. Acknowledging your difficulties also fosters humility. It reminds us that we are not infallible and that everyone has areas where they can improve. This humility is crucial for personal growth and for building strong relationships. When you're open about your challenges, you create an environment where others feel comfortable doing the same, leading to mutual support and understanding. In relationships, recognizing your own difficulties can lead to more honest and supportive interactions. When you acknowledge your struggles, you can communicate them to others, setting realistic expectations and fostering a deeper understanding. This transparency can prevent misunderstandings and conflicts, as those around you understand where you might need extra support or patience. Number 13. Forgiving yourself. The Stoics teach us that holding on to past mistakes and beating ourselves up over them is unproductive. Consider a time when you made a mistake that you couldn't stop thinking about. Perhaps you said something you regret or made a poor decision at work. It's easy to fall into a cycle of self-blame and guilt. However, the Stoics advise us to accept that mistakes are part of the human experience and an opportunity for growth. Forgiving yourself also involves understanding that perfection is unattainable. Seneca noted, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Accepting that we are fallible and that making mistakes is a natural part of life allows us to be kinder to ourselves. This acceptance aligns with the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature, which includes our imperfect human nature. In practical terms, self-forgiveness might look like acknowledging a mistake, reflecting on what you could have done differently, and then making a plan to improve in the future. It's important to give yourself permission to move on. You might say to yourself, "I did the best I could with the knowledge and resources I had at the time. Now, I will use this experience to do better." This approach not only helps you grow, but also frees you from the burden of unnecessary guilt. Self-forgiveness also enhances your relationships. When you forgive yourself, you become more compassionate and understanding towards others. You recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that holding grudges is counterproductive. This fosters a more supportive and empathetic environment. Forgiving yourself is crucial for mental and emotional health. Holding on to guilt and self-criticism can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Number 14. Accepting childlike traits. Think about how children approach the world. They are naturally curious and open-minded, qualities that can significantly enrich our lives. As adults, we often become set in our ways, losing the ability to see things from new angles. By tapping into our childlike curiosity, we can continue to learn and grow. Children have a remarkable ability to live in the moment. They are not burdened by regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. This aligns with the Stoic practice of mindfulness and presence. Epictetus taught that we should focus on the present, as it is the only time we can act. Accepting our childlike traits also means allowing ourselves to express joy and playfulness. These qualities are often suppressed in adulthood, as we become preoccupied with responsibilities and social norms. However, playfulness and joy are essential for a balanced and fulfilling life. Furthermore, children are unashamedly themselves. They do not hide behind facades or worry excessively about others' opinions. This authenticity is a valuable lesson for adults. In personal relationships, accepting childlike traits can enhance our connections with others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, playful, and open, we create deeper and more meaningful bonds. This approach fosters a sense of trust and intimacy, as it encourages others to be themselves as well. Number 15. Celebrating small pleasures. In our fast-paced world, we tend to chase grand achievements and overlook the simple joys that enrich our daily lives. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within and is found in appreciating what we have, rather than constantly seeking more. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of valuing the present moment and the simple things in life. Think about the simple pleasures in your life: the warmth of the sun on your face, the aroma of your morning coffee, the laughter of a loved one, or the comfort of a cozy blanket. These small moments, often taken for granted, have the power to bring immense joy and satisfaction if we take the time to notice and appreciate them. Seneca also emphasized this in his writings, noting that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Celebrating small pleasures helps us build resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and during challenging times, these small moments of joy can provide comfort and strength. Also, recognizing and celebrating small pleasures can improve our relationships. When we share these moments with others, we create connections and shared experiences that strengthen our bonds. Whether it's enjoying a beautiful sunset with a friend or sharing a laugh over a funny story, these simple joys bring us closer to those we care about. Number 16. Letting go of others' opinions. Consider how much time and energy we spend worrying about what others think. This concern can influence our decisions, actions, and even our self-perception. However, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. When you let go of others' opinions, you liberate yourself from the constraints of societal expectations and judgments. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or antisocial. Rather, it's about grounding your sense of self-worth in your own values and actions. For example, if you're passionate about a particular career path, pursue it not because it's popular or prestigious, but because it aligns with your personal values and interests. In practice, letting go of others' opinions can significantly improve your mental and emotional health. When you stop worrying about external validation, you reduce stress and anxiety. This inner peace allows you to focus on your goals and aspirations with greater clarity and determination. Marcus Aurelius suggested, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think or do, only what you do." This mindset helps you to stay true to yourself and your principles. Number 17. Hearing feedback. Being open to feedback means welcoming input from others about your behavior, performance, and impact, and it's crucial for personal and professional growth. The Stoics believed that feedback, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius wrote, If anyone can prove and show to me that I think and act in error, I will gladly change it, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. Listening to feedback also fosters humility. It reminds us that we are not infallible and that there is always room for improvement. Epictetus taught that we should be aware of our limitations and be open to learning from others. He said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Embracing feedback requires us to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers and that others' perspectives can help us grow. Hearing feedback constructively strengthens our relationships. When we show that we are willing to listen and consider others' viewpoints, we build trust and respect. It demonstrates that we value others' insights and are committed to mutual improvement. In personal relationships, being open to feedback can enhance communication and understanding. If a friend or partner offers feedback, instead of becoming defensive, thank them for their honesty and consider their points. This openness can lead to more meaningful and supportive relationships. Seneca noted, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." By valuing feedback, we foster deeper connections. Number 18. Gaining perspective. The ability to step back and view situations from a broader context is a key teaching of Stoic philosophy. By gaining perspective, we can better manage our emotions, make more informed decisions, and foster a sense of inner peace. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of seeing things from a larger viewpoint. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encouraged himself to view events in the context of the whole of life. By gaining perspective, we can see our problems as smaller pieces of a larger puzzle, reducing their emotional impact. Consider a time when you were overwhelmed by a particular problem. In the moment, it might have felt insurmountable. However, when you take a step back and consider the bigger picture, your overall life goals, the people you care about, and your past successes, the issue often seems less daunting. This shift in perspective can provide clarity and calm, allowing you to approach the situation with a more balanced mindset. In practical terms, gaining perspective can involve several strategies. One effective method is to regularly reflect on your life and goals. Taking time to journal or meditate on your experiences can help you see patterns and understand your reactions more deeply. Another strategy is to seek advice and viewpoints from others, which can provide new insights and help you see things you might have missed. Number 19. Understanding past influences. The Stoics believed that our perceptions and judgments are significantly influenced by our past experiences. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." This quote highlights the importance of introspection in understanding our motivations and actions. By looking inward and reflecting on our past, we can uncover the root causes of our behaviors and work towards positive change. Consider how your childhood experiences, relationships, and significant life events have shaped your current mindset. For example, if you grew up in a critical environment, you might be more sensitive to criticism as an adult. Recognizing this influence allows you to approach feedback more rationally, understanding that your reaction may be amplified by past experiences. Understanding past influences also helps us identify and break unhealthy patterns. For instance, if you notice that you tend to react defensively in certain situations, reflecting on past experiences can help you understand why. Perhaps there were times in your past when you felt attacked or misunderstood, leading to this defensive behavior. By acknowledging this pattern, you can start to work on responding more calmly and constructively. Recognizing past influences fosters compassion towards ourselves and others. When we understand that our behaviors are shaped by our experiences, we can be more forgiving of our own mistakes and more empathetic towards others. Number 20. Being a better friend. The Stoics believed that true friendship is based on mutual respect and shared virtues. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then, or bear with them." This emphasizes the importance of patience, teaching, and mutual support in friendships. Good friends help each other grow and improve, providing both encouragement and honest feedback. Consider the qualities that make someone a good friend: reliability, empathy, honesty, and supportiveness. When we strive to embody these traits, we strengthen our friendships and create a supportive network. Seneca emphasized the value of friendship, stating, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." This mutual understanding fosters deeper connections and trust. Being a better friend also means being present and attentive. In our busy lives, it's easy to become distracted and neglect our relationships. However, true friendship requires time and effort. Furthermore, being a good friend involves supporting each other's personal growth. The Stoics believed in the continuous pursuit of self-improvement and virtue. By encouraging our friends to strive for their best selves and supporting them in their endeavors, we help them grow while also growing ourselves. This mutual support strengthens the bond of friendship and contributes to a fulfilling life. Remember, true emotional maturity is a journey of continuous growth and self-discovery. By embracing Stoic principles, we can navigate life's challenges with resilience, wisdom, and grace. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. Don't forget to check out one of the suggested videos on the screen for more insights and inspiration. See you next time, and stay resilient.